We'll start in about another 2 minutes. Hello, all. Thank you very much for joining. We see many more who are continue to join now. So, we'll get started. Considering that this medium is also already available live on YouTube. So we'll get started. So good evening. My name is Ravi Shankar. I am one of the volunteer of Association Indian Community Toulouse. We have organized this event considering that all of us, like all of you would have already experienced that coming into a new country and then experiencing this a tax process, which is not simple as we know. Even it is, though it is in India, we have our experiences. It may not be the same. So our intention here is to get started. So get started with the basic tax awareness. So if you give me a second, I will quickly get started with my screen. So do let me know once you are able to start seeing my screen. Okay. So thank you. So, in today's content, as you know, the tax topic is a too vast and a wide topic, and it would be really very difficult for us to cover all of them. Hence, what we see is to try to capture one of the most common questions which we have found across, and then we would like to take you through this process where we would like to take you on the tax declaration timeline and how do you create your French tax IDs, and most importantly for student, how a student is able to do their tax filing, and then what is the basic tax declaration, and about housing tax, and then the television tax, etc., followed by Q&A session. So this is these are the main topics around which we are focusing our today's content around, considering that it is just 1.5 hour session. So please bear if some of the questions are not answered during the session. Uh, I'm sorry if someone has not been able to see my screen. Please let me know if.
It's good, Ravi.
It's good, Ravi.
You can go
You
ahead.
can go ahead.
Now we can see it. Yes,
Okay.
it appears.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so one of the most important one which we would like to highlight is the part of the disclaimer is to let you all know that be it Prashant, Naman, who are going to be our key speaker for today, and we also have Karthik and Sanjay who will also be, and myself who will be parallelly supporting you in answering some of the questions at the back end. But however, one point we would like to make it clear for all of us, for our benefit, is to know that none of them who are mentioned above, including myself, are an experienced tax personnels. We are not an professional tax personnels. Uh, we do not work for any government agencies. We are purely each of them work in our private sectors, organizations. We have our day jobs in a different professional backgrounds. So this experience which we are sharing is based on what we have gone through with our life experiences and with some of our friends and others who had undergone the similar tax experiences. So today we are going to look only from those areas, and we do not intend to promote any tax organizations or consulting firms or anything as such. So hence, if you plan to expect consultants' contact details, unfortunately, we would not be able to provide. But please take this one more as an input which we are able to give you as knowledge which we have gained. And these materials and this informations are something which are readily and freely available in the tax sites, as we see from the imports.gov.fr. Um, and but the platform that is in the Google Meet, there could be issue because we had seen a very interesting number of people who showed their interest in participating in this event. Unfortunately, we understand that there is some limitations with the Google platform for people to be able to participate. So those who are unable to participate or join the Google Meet, we request them to go to the ICT Indian Community Toulouse YouTube channel, where the live stream is already happening. There might be a slight delay, about 1 or 2 minutes, but should not be any major differences. And this is event or this particular session, we would like to keep it more an interactive sessions. So that is why what you see here is a link that is a pigeonhole link. Please type https colon pigeonhole dot at slash 22334455. So please type this, or you can rather just type www.pigeonhole.at and enter the passcode what we see here, 223334455. So please type www.pigeonhole.at and then please use the passcode which is mentioned here. And this platform is primarily to help you to put your questions already there. But just keep signed in. We will come back to this again. This link and the code will also be available in the Google Chat section. So do not worry about it. Even if we skip this slide, don't worry, it will be already available. Now, now to start with, as I mentioned, this is going to be an interactive session. So this entire event or the activities, what we are going to do. So I may just request if you could, take a piece of paper or a book and a pen with you. So if you want, we can wait on this slide for about a minute of your time so that you can have these resources readily available with you. So take a paper or a book and a pen or a pencil, whichever is available to you, because We are going to go through the journey of the entire taxation process. That is the basic tax process, how we are going to do. So that process is going to be put in. So using the paper and pen, what is that we would like you to do is that imagine that this paper or book is your tax form. Just draw an imaginary tax form and with the rectangle or a square, or just consider this as a tax form. Write TAX. Just to help you, just write it as TAX, tax, so that you can think it is in tax form. And then when we have Naman and Prashant taking you through the form, you can go through each of the section, try imagining that you are trying to fill this form. So in whichever point you have uh, doubts or any questions around, please make a note in your tax form. The tax form, I mean to say the sheet which you are going to use, just make a note of whichever section with the number where you have doubts, and that is something which you can put later in the pigeonhole, which will be part of our Q&A discussion session. So now with the tax, the taxation preparation, will just take about another 1 more minute before we start. So we give you 1 minute to mobilize the resources, that is, keep a paper, a pen, or a pencil with you. Okay, good. Thank you. We appreciate all of your interest and participation by capturing or taking the paper, book, and the pen. Now, let's get started with today's session. Let me introduce you to Naman. So, Naman is one who is going to walk you through the initial introduction about how you would be able to log into the tax and then get the tax IDs. So, over to Naman.
Thank you, Ravi. I guess now Prashant will be sharing the screen. So,
yes, Naman, like you can go ahead.
can you stop sharing and start share it again, because it's not pinned for everyone?
Okay, just a second. Let me know when you see the screen.
Yes, it's good now.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Good evening to one and all. Sorry for bothering you on a beautiful Saturday. So, but the filing of a tax is as important as spending the beautiful sunny Saturday on the parks as well. So, the important part for any process is to know the deadline so that you do not miss the process. So, in France, for the fiscal year 2021, the deadlines are here as shown on the screen. So we have the postal declarations that are to be done before 20th of May, 11:59 p.m. And for the online declarations, it is based on the departments. So on before 26th of May, all the departments, people staying in departments 1 to 19, as well as people who are not full-time residents of France, should declare when you're doing it online. And for the people staying in the departments between 20 and 54, you have to declare the tax before 1st June. And those between 55 and 95, you have to declare it before 8th of June. So it is variable, and make sure you have noted the so when I say the departments, it's the first two digits of your postal code. Make sure you have noted your deadline and highlighted on your calendar, on your Google Calendar, everywhere, so that you do not miss doing it. And it will be way better if you can do it within a week, as you as you will be learning the process today along with us. So moving on, this is with regards to the deadlines that you are supposed to follow. And so next slide, Prashant. So in case there is a person who has come very recently, maybe it's September 2020 or even June, sometime in the last year of in the year of 2020, there are chances that you might not have the French tax ID or the fiscal numero fiscal. So it is referred to as numero fiscal in French. So how do you get the numero fiscal? The process is pretty simple. And when you apply it, you'll get it within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So it's better if you apply it as soon as it is possible. So the process is you have to go to the link info.gouv.fr. That is the official link. Make sure that you do not end up on any phishing websites, as there have been cases where people have end up in the scam website. So be careful with that. And once you go to this website, click on the link on the box, your votre espèce particulier. It means your particular space for the filing of tax. And once you click on it, you will see something like this on the screen. You will not have the numero fiscal. In that case, you have two options. You have to click on vous n'avez pas encore de numéro fiscal. And once you click on it, you will have the option to you'll get another link, the link as shown below. Pour obtenir la création de votre numéro fiscal, voulez-vous adresser à votre centre de fiscal public. So you have to click on that particular link, and when you click on it, you will have more details about how to get it. So here you have to declare, once you click on that link, you will get this sheet where you have to declare yourself. What is your status? So you're a particular person, you're not a professional company kind of thing. And then what is your demand concerned about? It is regarding to access your personal space in the tax declaration. And then in the subject, what is the subject you're trying to convey them about? It is with regards that you do not have a numero fiscal or the tax ID. So once you click on that, you will get the form, the detail that says that you have some formulaire that you have to fill in order to get the detail of your particular regional tax office. So once you click on that link which says access the formulaire, you will have this formulaire is nothing but a form that has to be filled in order to get the details. So this is the formulaire or the form that will be shown to you when you click on that link. So here you will have to fill each and every detail. Make sure that there is no mistake in what you fill here. So you have to put your last name, first name. It is clearly mentioned here. Your date of birth, the or country of birth, all these details. And then you have to put your contact details thoroughly. Make sure you verify it twice before entering, because the details will be sent to you by this. So you have to enter your email address, phone number, and your address, a postal address. It's very important that you have your postal address completely right, so that the communication, most of the communication will be done by the that is done by the tax government, by the government, is through your home address. So make sure that it is verified twice if needed. And then once you have filled all the details, click on the continue button. Then you will see, based on the address you have provided, you will see the nearest tax office email address to whom you will have to fill. You can see in the screen, you can see the highlighted formula number 2043ST. So you have to fill this form. We'll explain you how it has to be filled. You have to fill this form, and then along with this, you have to attach your identity proof. It has to be a valid visa, and along with that, you have to attach your address proof as well. So once you send the form 2043, along with that, your ID proof, then the address proof. Once send all of these to the email address that will be mentioned over there, then within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll get a response with your numero fiscal and a one-time password, which as soon as you enter, you will have the option to change it to the required one. So you can see this is how the form looks like, the 2043 form. So we will explain in detail as we go ahead. Most of the options which we see here is similar to the normal tax declaration. Hence, you can follow the process and note down the fields where you have to fill the particular details. For clarity and easy process of for those who are filing it for the first time, I suggest you to open 2043 form either in your phone or anywhere. The link will be is present in the chat section. It will be posted again now, so you can open it. And as we continue doing it, the filing of the process, you can keep filling the form so that whenever you have some doubt, you can post it in the pigeonhole link so that it will be addressed at the end. So moving on to the next slide. So as I said, for the students who are doing it for the first time, it is really important. Some things you will understand when it reaches the end of the year. So one reason why it is mandatory, if you are doing some part-time jobs or internships and apprenticeships, and if you are earning more than 18,255 euros, you should fill the details. You should file your income tax in that case. So it is it will help in other ways also. So when you fill your income tax and all, the housing tax will be waived because you're a student and you do not have any income. And even the audiovisual public tax, there is one more broadcasting tax that is imposed. So when you fill the details, even this will be waived off. Or if you do not have a television or a connection to it, so make sure that even if your income tax is even if your income is zero revenue, doesn't matter. Make sure that you fill it. There are other added advantages maybe after 5 years or something, which you will realize. And it is very important that you carry out this process. So for the next step, we'll be moving on to the actual online declaration, which is similar to what 2043 form is. Even the sections are very similar to that of 2043 form as well. So I would like to hand over to Prashant. So Prashant is also a vice treasurer of Indian Community Toulouse. He is volunteering himself in helping the community. Over to you, Prashant.
Thank you, Naman, and thanks everyone for joining us today. So, what we're trying to do is that I have made my declaration, and I have taken it's going to be kind of a basic tutorial where I'm going to explain step by step how to do a declaration. We'll not be covering all the details, but just the basic stuff so that you can do the declaration, and for other things you can always refer later. So there are two ways of declaring the tax. The first one is online, and the other one is offline. But according to the tax department, if you have an internet connection at home or you have to do it online, and it's very preferred to do it online instead of on the paper version, which you will understand at the end of the session why it's better to do it online. So moving on. So as Naman explained in the beginning, how to get the numero fiscal. So we are again going to the imports.gov.fr website, and then you just have to click here over espace particular, which means that you're a personal account. And if you're doing for the first time, of course, you won't be having the numero fiscal or the password. So as Naman mentioned, you can do that process and you can get the numero fiscal, and you can log in. But in case you don't have a password or it's difficult to log in, you can always use this Identify avec France Connect, where like if you have the Amelie account or like La Poste or ANSI, for example, you have a driving license, all those accounts will be there. So you can log into them and then come back to the tax website. You will be redirected to the tax website. So once you log in, so this is the first page you will see. So you will have your profile here, and all the communication coming from the tax office, you will receive it here. And then for actual, you will see your name here, and the numero fiscal. If you have like the numero fiscal, will be available here. And to start that, before starting the actual declaration, I would like to point out something that from 2020, France, the income earned in France is deducted at the source. Earlier, it was like the employees should declare themselves, but right now, from last year, it's at the source. So you can use this, like just check if this percentage is you can always ask your company or HR or colleagues to know about information, or you can also Google online. If you feel that it's not correct, you can always click this Jere mon preloma la source, like manage my percentage of TDS. You can go there and answer all the questions, and then once you click it, it will be updated here. So coming back to actual declaration, so once you have to you can do two things: either click the declare button, or like there is already something like access or lien. So it means like access your online declaration. So you can click that, and then you can come thing. And the next step is you'll come to this page. This is the first page where like you'll be seeing like it is just an introduction, like about the tax process. It's not thing. So again you have your personal details, and you can, to start the declaration, you can click the command C, which means start. And then so you can see the 5 steps. All the 5 steps you can see here. So you'll be going across all the steps. And the first 3 steps are like you need to fill your actual details. 4th one is like it's like you need to verify if everything that you filled earlier is correct. Once you think that everything is correct, you can sign the form there. Then you will move on to the 5th page. Like between 4 and 5, when you click complete the 4th step and move to the 5th step, you'll also receive an email that you have declared the taxes. And you can always until 8th June, you can always come back, log into your account, and then like you can keep on. If you think that there is something is wrong, or you want to add something, or you want to remove something, you can correct it until 8th June. So like, so say for example, let's take a person like who is single, and like he's working in a company. And so if you see that here, this is where you declare that like your personal situation last year hasn't changed. So it's like the person like he's still not yet married, so he's like that. So like there is nothing to declare. But if you think if there is like if you got married last year, or you have kids or something, then you need to click we, and then like you'll come to this page where you can declare the details. Like if you have the marriage, or like if you're marrying if you're having a French partner, like all these things you can declare here, and then confirm your sure. That means like confirm my choice. So your details will be taken into account. And then like so you will start the actual declaration. So click suivant, which means the next page, and you'll come here. So this is the first page where it's your details. Say for example, last year you declared the taxation by paper. So normally all these details will be already filled. If not, you can always complete them. So your last name, first name, date of birth, and here department 99. It means like if you're born in France, you know your department. That's the first two digits of a postal code. If since most of us from India, you need to enter 99, the country name, and then here it means that the name that like where if they send email or by letter, they'll address to this name. And then come like it's just a continuation of the same page. You need to add your details. This is some important part, like the change the address. So if you have shifted your new home last year, like the date is 1st January. we are declaring 2021. So 1st January is the deadline. If you changed your address before that, like it's okay. But if you change the address after that, there are some steps to follow. So the tick this if you changed the address last year, or tick this if you changed the address in 2021. Say for example, like I moved from Toulouse to Paris, exactly how to say, like on 30th December. So I will click the first option and then click next. So here since I need to enter the date where I moved to this new address, and then enter all the details, like your department, the area, like street number, everything. And then once you complete everything, just validate it. Just for information, in all the pages, in all the tax declaration pages, you will see something called notice or savoir plus. It means that this notice will have the entire information about the tax declaration, so you can always consult that. And the savoir plus is specific to that particular part. So you can always use these two things to if you have any doubts, you can go there. Of course, it will be in French. Then you can use DeepL or Google Translate to know more. And then once you're done with your address, so this is something. So Naman spoke about this audiovisual tax. So this is very important. Say if you have a TV at home and you have an internet connection, like where you can watch the French channels, then you should not tick this. Say for example, you just have a internet connection where you can watch the channels, but you don't have a TV. Then tick this. Or if you just have a TV that you're using for how to say, like as a second monitor or something, you don't have, you like tick this. The only option where you don't tick this is that you have a TV and an internet connection where you can watch the French channels. So anyway, we'll cover this in more in detail at the end. So once you do this, click next. Then here again, like it acts. The question here is that, like, did your personal situation change? Like, so this person is still single, like celibate, and so he's not yet married. But if that had changed, then you need to declare the marriage or the pax, or like if the spouse is dead, then you need to declare it here. And then the next page, like here you have options like declare your minor kids and the major the kids who are more than 18 years old. And then if there are any handicapped person at your home whom you are taking like whom you're supporting. So there are multiple things. Be careful in what you declare. Like it's like everything is very clear, but be careful in giving all the information. So it's again like the previous page was for minors, and here like this page is for people the kids who are more than 18 years old. So they have two options: either be attached to their parents' tax declaration, or they can declare individually. Yeah. So once the personal information is done, then you will see this page. It means that your declaration is already pre-filled, and you just need to check how it's pre-filled, because when you're if you're working in a company and the employer, like they pay your salary and they also declare the tax to the government. So that is all that details are already pre-filled here. And in any case, it's your responsibility to check everything is correct, and then if there is something more or something less, you need to update them. So here you can click OK, and then you will come to this page. So this is where it is just a resume of what all things, like inputs, like all the money coming into your bank account, like your salary or like pension, everything. So whichever is applicable, you can select here. Say for example, like for a salaried employee, this is the first one, the salary, and all the other things like bonus, everything. You need to tick this. And then coming to the charges. say for example, like there are so many charges, it's difficult to explain everything. The basic ones, like you donate to an association, or you donate to a political party, other things, or like if you have someone, if you're sending money to your parents in India, and those things. And and there is also like free real. It means that the additional charges that you incur as an employee. Say for example, you're using your own car, like if you're using a public transport, already you'll get 50% deduction from from your employer. If you're using your own transport, then like for petrol expense, everything, then you need to declare here. For everyone, there is automatic 10% declaration, like 10% deduction of this, so it's all automatically done. You need to fill this when you feel that the amount that you're spending is more than this 10%. So like once you're okay with that, then you can click next, and then you'll see this again, like it's just a resume of what all you did until now. And then like it just says that your amount, like the declaration, the amount, everything is pre-declared. Like it's already filled here, we just need to check it. So you click OK, and then you'll come to this page. So here the first two, the 1AJ is where you declare your how to say, the total salary, which comes under the tax part. So you can add it here. If you have any doubts about your what amount you need to add here, you can always ask your HR, so they'll be happy to help out. Say for example, my company, every year they say before the tax declaration, they send a document where we have all this information, like how much salary we received last year, and then how much taxes were deducted in that. And then like there are multiple accounts like EPERNE, like salary savings accounts or investment accounts which the company opens. So all the bonuses, everything, that single document will have everything. So you can use that document, or you can always ask your HR. It's their job, so they will help you out, or like or your finance department. Yeah. So you can
Sorry to interrupt, Prashant.
Yes.
In between, there are many questions which are coming up in the Google chat. So we may request you all to use Pigeonhole only, because using a chat and answering your question on Google Meet is not very convenient. Hence, we request you all to kindly use Pigeonhole. We can repaste the link again in the chat section. So kindly use the Pigeonhole to post your questions there, and we shall not be answering your questions in the chat for all of our benefits.
The main concern is that we might miss one or two questions while answering. That is the reason we prefer to use Pigeonhole, which is a bit organized.
Yeah, and just to add, in the Pigeonhole, if you see that the question that you're trying to ask is already been asked, you can always vote for the question so that you don't have to repeat it. So we will see if there are more questions repeated. We are like the questions with the more votes, we'll first try to answer them. Okay. Thank you, Ravi. And coming back to the presentation, so you can the 1AJ is where you enter your total amount that comes on the tax part, and then the second one, return your last source. This is the part like it's a TDS. So like you will be having both. You can enter them, and then this is another thing. For example, yesterday's like Sanjay was like asking about it. So this option free real. For as I said earlier, like for all the for everyone, there is a 10% automatic deduction. So only if it exceeds that, then you can use this option. If you click that, you will see this. You'll get this line where like if you're using like one transport, or like if there is anything else, and many people nowadays, they work from home, so it depends on the employer, like what they're doing. So ask them, and then like you can know about whether like if you bought a chair or a laptop or a screen, like that only the things that you bought for work, like you can like it's better to check with the company, and then you can fill it here. Like once you're done, click validate, and then you'll go to the next page. So here are the charges deductible, like like any donations that you make, or any like you're supporting someone, or your savings, everything you can declare here. So they'll be, so this will help you to lower the overall tax amount you're going to pay. So one important question which everyone asks, especially the Indians, is that I'm sending some money every month to support my parents in India. Like, can I get any deduction? Of course you can. So here, like the 6G, you can use this option 6GU. So just enter the total amount that you sent last year to your parents, and then when you need to click detail. Like, say for example, like I sent money last year, so the details are already filled here, like the parent's name, the address, and the reason why you're sending the money. You need to add them. And like in this, the second one, like if you're doing for the first time, you'll see this. So it clearly says that you need to add the name of the beneficiary, the house address, and the reason for the fund transfer. But please note that there is a limit of 14,000 euros. But like how to say, like there'll be a control. For example, if smaller amounts, I'm not sure, but like for any amount that you add here, you need to have supporting document like your bank account, the bank account that you're sending to, the statement of the account you're sending in India. And then, if, for example, you're using TransferWise or other services, you need to have a proof, so that like during September, October, if the tax office comes back to you and asks for further questions about this, you need to support them. If not, there'll be a heavy fine. So please keep this in mind. You can't just declare it like so much amount and then expect the tax department to like give the benefit. So once you're done with this, you can move to the next step. And then it's like there are other charges, like if you're supporting your kids, or like the tuition fees and other things, you'll be adding here. Unfortunately, we won't be covering this because with the 1.5 hour session, we can't cover everything. So you can always click this notice to know about all these things, because most of the people we are covering, like it's like the number of kids, it's very less. So we need to give time for other sections. So this is another thing where like all the reductions that you like, for example, your donations that you make to any like not everything is covered. For example, you're making donation to an association, non-profit association, or like your for election or something, you can add here. For example, like we are Indian Community Toulouse, it's a non-profit association registered under association law like 1901. So all the donations that you make for associations like us and the other association in France, you can add the entire amount in the 7 UF, the Vestment Organisme Entre General. So any donations that you make here, you will get 66% as a reduction. Like, say for example, you're donating 10 euros, you will get back 6.6 euros. As an example. So you can go down and see all the things. So like most of the stuff won't be applicable to many people. So we'll move on to the next page. So whenever you want to move on next page, you can click the suivant option, which means next. If you think that you made some mistake, you can click the précédent. But please note that if you click the précédent, the details that you entered in that page will be lost. Only when you click suivant, this page will be, the information will be saved. So even if you lose internet connection, whatever you did until this page, it will be there. So moving on to the next slide is the preliminary source, which is the tax deducted by your employer before paying your salary. So this is 8 HV. So like the first yellow bar, it's where like sorry. So it will automatically filled, but if you feel that it's very less or it's very high, then like you can check that and you can change it here. Anyways, it's your responsibility. It's not the tax department responsibility, like to correct it. So once you're done with this, you can click next. So you will come here, and this is where like apart from a tax declaration, like as a foreigner, we should also declare all your bank accounts, like all the foreign bank account, any account which is open or closed or like inactive in your name, you should declare here, and any insurance accounts. For example, in France, we call it assurance fee. Like it's similar. It's not exactly life insurance, but something similar to life insurance. So like any accounts that you have outside France, you need to declare it here. And like say if someone is doing the paper declaration, like they need to add an annexure. The paper declaration is done with the 2042 form, and the bank accounts and the insurance accounts, you need to add an annexure. It's called 3916. So using this form, you can declare this, and it's mandatory. It's very mandatory. If the tax department finds that you haven't declared an account, there'll be heavy fines, and it's one of the frequently very frequent problems that people come across. So don't forget this, and be very careful with this. So like for ATT, you need to select the option that applies to you. If you have an life insurance outside France, you need to tick ATT, so that the corresponding section where you can fill details will open up. And if you have a bank account, you need to click 8UU. So once you're done, you click OK and click next. You'll go to the next page. So here it's where this is the annex 3916, where you are declaring your bank accounts and the assurance. So click next, and you'll come to this page where you first click the account banker, which means the bank account. You click that and click next. You'll come to the bank details. So here you need to add on the bank account number, it's whether the savings account or current account, when it was opened, and if it was closed, when it was closed, and the name of the bank, and which country, and the address, and everything. And say for example, you have a joint account. If a married couple are declaring, if you have a joint and the account that you have outside France is joint account, you need to add the names. You need to click this. So you can add the details. So once you're done with this, click next. And then since you also ticked the insurance option, you'll come to this page. So again, the same thing, the account number of the insurance, and the type of insurance, and the name of the insurance company, when it was opened, and what kind of guarantees, things that the insurance cover, everything you can fill it here. And then when you click next, so you say for example, I ticked the one of ATT or 8UU, but I didn't complete it. So here it means that I missed both. So it asks me to fill it again. So I click OK and go back. And then once it is done, you'll see the things are clear. So click OK. And then you will go to this 2047, which anyway, for example, the example that we took, a salaried employee, this is not applicable. It's how to say and it's outside the scope of this session. So you can click next. And for this example, we are not clicking anything. And then click next. And this is where you are working in the border, or there is a non-resident, there are so many stuff. We are not going to cover those. So since for this example it's not applicable, so click next. And then you'll come to this page. So this is where the step 4, which means that you have done whatever that is required, and all the details are saved. You just need to verify it again. So here in the total amount that is that comes under the tax, you can see it here. And then all the deductions that can be counted towards, say for example, this is an example of 4,500 euros that was sent last year to a parent. So you can that will be here. And then sorry, so you see the first line, the 7, and this is just an example. So the 797 euros is your total total amount that you're how to say, you're supposed to pay. But then after calculating all the deductions, the final amount that you need to pay is 309. And if you have any questions how this amount came, you can always click this, they'll explain you how they added this number. So once you're okay with that, just come down. You'll see the details of your French bank account. For this example, it's already added, but you can always add the account here and check your name, the bank, the IBAN number, and the big code. And then you need to click this. Say in this example, I forgot to click this, so it added me another screen saying that I need to accept the conditions. So once you click this and then come to the bottom and you need to sign this. Just for a kind attention, if you click this, if you sign the document, it means the declaration is complete. Of course, you can always come back and correct it, but for this session, like, declaration is complete. So once you click this, you'll move on to the step 5. So which is where you'll receive the email address that you are registered in the account. You'll receive an email saying that, like, your tax is declared, and you'll also receive a message in your in this account, in the messagery, and then it also says that you can modify the declaration until 8th of June. So here the declaration is done, and say for example, like, you again feel that the percentage of tax deducted at source, it's very high, or it's not correct. You can always click you can click this "Oui, je veux adapter mon prélèvement à la source." Yes, I would like to adapt my TDS, tax deducted. So you can click this and then answer all the questions. Like, it will ask like how much salary and like everything. I can add it, and it'll get updated, and the declaration will get automatically updated. And once you're this, so the declaration is complete. So, and just for additional information, like on the housing tax, it's called taxe d'habitation in France, and like, this tax applies to the residence that you stayed on the 1st Jan. Say for example, you're declaring this year, so 1st January 2021, the principal residence where you stayed, that is where the tax habitation applies. Say for example, you are a student and you stayed in a cruise residence. So all these university residences, I mean the government ones, not the private ones. The government ones like cruise, it's not applicable for them. But if you're taking a private accommodation, even as a student, like, you may have to pay. It depends on your personal situation, like how much you're earning, or like with zero income. Most probably you will not be paying anything. But there are cases, because there are always exceptions, right? So there are cases where it's applied. Anyway, France, they are trying to not entirely remove, but like for a certain section of people, they are trying to remove this housing tax. So the reform was started in 2018, and I think by last year, or at least by this year, 80% of the population in France, which includes the foreigners also, who are declaring, so they won't be having this tax up the housing tax called taxe d'habitation. And say for example, if the housing tax is applicable to you, only then the audiovisual tax will come into picture. And like, if the tax habitation is not applicable to you, then you don't have to worry about this audiovisual tax. Say for example, in this case, it applies to you, and then you are supposed to pay a 138 euros. It's because you also in the form you tick that, like, if you ticked, you wouldn't get this amount. But in case you forgot to tick that option, then like, you're supposed to pay 138 euros. Like what all things it concerns. Say for example, you have an internet connection, and along with that you have a TV connection. Like, when I say connection, I mean the set-top box. And you don't have a TV, then this doesn't apply. Say for example, like, you have a TV, and then like you're just using it as second monitor or like something. So like, then it may not apply. The case where it applies is that you have an internet connection with a set-top box where you can access French channels, and that is connected to a TV. So it is or a set-top box or a dish and connected to a TV. So this is where it applies. So in any case, if you feel that like probably around August or September, you'll get the avis d'impôt, where like how to say, like, you can see this amount. If you feel that you were wrongly taxed, you can always contact your tax office, and like, you can get it corrected. This is very normal, and it happens all the year. You can get it corrected. So just a small resume in French of what I said now. And so yeah, so we are done with the presentation, and like, now it's time for questions. Maybe we'll take a short break, and we'll see the questions in the pigeonhole. So if you have any questions, please use this. I repeat that, please use this link to ask your questions. If it's already repeated, you don't have to ask again. Just vote for that particular question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant. Like Prashant mentioned, kindly use the link below to enter your questions. We see that a couple of you have already entered your questions. We appreciate you for that. And now please use this moment to go through those questions, what is there in the pigeonhole, and then if you would like those questions to be answered, kindly click on the vote option so that we will be in a position to identify those questions. So our preferred way of picking up is that we'll try to look at the ones which have been highly voted to start with first, and we'll go in that order. So we hope giving you about another 3 minutes of your time, just in case if you want to make a small break, or if you would like to look at this question and then vote the ones which needs to be clarified, please feel free to vote them. And also kindly do not hesitate to have a look at the questions which are not there, and then feel free to add them into the questions in the pigeonhole. So if yeah, we already see you voting it. So Prashant, if you could stop sharing, I will try to share my screen, please. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please let me know once you're Prashant. Yeah, okay. So I hope you are able to see my screen. So last one more minute to start voting your questions, and then we will start answering your questions based on the vote, on the highest to be the first.
Yeah, Ravi, we can see your screen.
Okay. All right, so we are almost there. So this next 30 minutes, we'll use this one to answer your questions best as possible. So over to you, Prashant. If you would want me to read out, please do not hesitate to let me know.
So I think Ravi, you can answer. You can ask the question, and I'll answer.
Sure. The first question is that can the money sent to India to help the parents to be tax deductible, and where should it be mentioned in the tax form? That's the first part of the question. Would you like to answer it right away?
Yeah. So as discussed in the presentation, there is a column called 6GU where you need to add the total amount and then add details about the beneficiary, like the name, their address, and the reason why you're doing it. If you can add like I'm supporting my parents or I'm supporting my children, and you can just add the reason. And cryptocurrency is something which is outside the scope of this session. So we are only talking about the normal currency. So sorry. And you can always contact a professional, your tax consultant, like to those questions.
Ravi, can you make a filter that to remove the answered questions? Maybe there are some of the questions which are already answered. So I have made some ticks already.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Karthik.
So that it can help you to reduce some of them.
Yeah. Sure.
For the cryptocurrency one, I posted a link on the same question. If somebody is interested, they can go through the article. It's on the AMPO site.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you. Well, the next question comes here, which says that I have two NRE and one NRO account that I opened last year. I suppose I have to declare them in Form 3916. Do I need to declare interest income in those accounts too, and how?
Like, of course, you need to declare these two accounts in the 3916 form, and the interest income. This is where the India and France, they have a double taxation agreement. So I don't want to go in very details into that, because that is from a professional point of view, and it's it not be good on my part to go into very details. But there is a taxation agreement. So if the amount is already taxed in India, if there is a higher tax rate here, you'll only be declaring the difference. So this is the idea of tax double taxation agreement. So if the interest income, if there is a difference, you are supposed to declare here.
Sorry, can I speak in middle just about this point?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, the tax, the NRE and NRO account, whatever income comes through the interest, it's not taxable, no? Anyway.
It depends. For the NRE account, it's not taxable, because that money is earned outside India, and the NRO account,
NRE, yes.
Yeah, NRO account is for money earned in India. So whichever is applicable. See, the basic idea, you're supposed to declare the bank accounts, and wherever the tax is applicable, you're going to declare it. So that is why you need to check the taxation agreement, and then you need to go into detail, which is for in this session we can't cover everything. So
okay, thanks, Prashant.
It has to be declared in India.
Yeah, it has to be declared in India first.
Prashant, hi, this is Sarah.
Sarah, go ahead.
So I have not heard something.
Okay.
Have you said that there was a 10% fine in case we are late in filing our taxes?
Sorry. Thanks for reminding, Sarah. For each and every department, there is a specific deadline for the declaration. Say, for example, you are not able to complete that. Of course, you can still complete the declaration, but you will have a 10% fine of your total taxable amount.
Thank you. So we'll make this question being answered. And the next one, which we are going to have a look, is it compulsory to declare bank account we have in India, like in SBI, for example, even though we have no resource or small balance?
Yes, you are supposed to declare it in the 3916 form. It's like any bank account that is in your name. It starts from the point that you are a resident in France, so you are taxed on the global income, not only the income that you earn in France. So because of this, you are supposed to declare your bank accounts, any bank account that is outside France. It can be open, it can be closed. If it's closed, you need to add the when it was closed, and there is the interest and other stuff. Those are a little bit. So in this case, the interest doesn't matter, but just declare the bank account. In case you don't declare it, and if the tax department finds it, then the consequence will be very bad. There'll be a big fine. Normally because of Brexit, so many British people they face this thing, they didn't declare, and it's not only for British, even in Indian community we see that there are so many people who don't declare it, and they think that India is there and France is here, who is going to find out if I don't declare? But there are always exceptions, and we never know. So it's better to declare it. Even if you're paying, instead of paying 5-10 euros, if you don't do it, you'll be paying a big fine. So
thank you. So this question has been answered, and we already see that another one is already answered. So we will move to the next one, which is my valid ID would be my titular number on receipt. And what if I apply for the number now, but I move in a couple of months to some other city for job?
Just a second. My valid ID. So your number on SPC. See, like for the tax declaration, the fiscal number is important one. As long as you have a visa, it's okay. Sorry, can you
Sorry,
please
there is some
put
disturbance.
in mute, please? So thank you. So for the tax declaration, two numbers are important: your fiscal number and then the social security number. The visa and recipe say like you have a recipe say you have a visa, it's okay. And even if you move to a different city, it's like this date is important. The first we are declaring for 2021. So on 1st of January of 2021, like you are in a particular place. So like everything is dependent on the particular date. Even for the tax habitation, all the tax declaration, that date is a reference, because I saw that question like in the Google chat. So I'm adding that. So that date is the reference. So like 1st January of that year. So even if you move to a different city, like this, you just need to like do this, because even I like last year I was in Toulouse and this year I'm in Paris region. So
Right. Thank you, Prashant. I hope this question is answered. So moving it to the next one we see is that, do we have any avenues to reduce the tax? As like in India, we have, for example, various investments under ATC, for an example, like the insurance one.
Yes. How to say, like the first thing is your employer. Like there are many, it's called preem, like you can call it as bonus or like performance bonus, or like there's so many things. Like each and every company, they have a EPERNE account. EPERNE means savings, but it is a very common term, but it is a very vast domain. There is a PA account, and then there is like if you're buying a home or further, there's a different account. There is PERCO for retirement, and it's a very vast domain. You can just like search EPERNE salarial, or like, and you can find it. Say for example, last year, like I received a bonus from a company, so that I have two options: either to take directly into my bank account, then which will add to my total taxable amount. So I need to pay the tax directly that way, or put it in an investment where it is blocked for 5 years. It depends on the account. Each and every account, they have different things. For example, like I have a PA account. So where like whatever amount that I put, it is blocked for 5 years. So even the profit loss, like whatever, like say for example, using that account, I buy a stock and then I sell it, but the money is blocked for 5 years unless I have a specific reason, like there is a death or I'm buying a home or something. You can take that amount. If not, the amount is blocked. So in this case, the profit and gain won't be taxed, but there will be a only the social charges, which comes around 17 or 18%, that you need to pay. You don't have to pay the profit and the tax on profit. It is not applicable. So this is just an example for PA account. Like this, there are so many accounts you can explore, and like you can try to invest. So since this comes under the investment part, so which is a very vast domain, and we are not professionals, so I can answer, but how to say, like I am not qualified enough to answer it. So I'm just giving you some examples. Thank you.
Prashant, can I add 2 points to this, please?
Yeah, sure.
We had some questions on the chat. So the EPERNE salarial, PA, PC, PG, and everything is known by the French government already. So you don't have to explicitly mention it anywhere in the tax form. If you take it as in your, with the bonus, if you take it in your account, it's already added to net fiscal. So the total amount in December would include this. And in the case you buy a residence principal, or if you get married, if you get paxed, you can still break it. In that case, or if after 5 years, that amount will not be added into your income, but it'll come as they already deduct the social charges and give it to you. So that's a nice way. You don't have to declare it explicitly apart from net criminal.
Yeah, I think it's automatically declared by when you get the fiscal. It's already there. It's automatically declared there.
Yeah. So just to add, all these automatic declarations, they'll come directly to your 2042 form, like the online one. But it's your responsibility to check if the amount is correct or not. So it's always our responsibility. It's not the responsibility of tax department.
Hi, Prashant and team. I just have one additional question on the same topic.
Okay.
So regarding this PEA and PEP kind of thing,
Yes.
the voluntary contributions what we make and the contributions what the employer makes, which is actually obviously shown in the salary slip. Do we need to explicitly declare it additionally in the return? Like, can we get some deductions for that?
No, like it's a it's a total contribution, like adding your contribution and the employer's contribution, the total amount, it automatically comes into the tax form. You just need to check if it's not there, then you need to add it manually. 19% it should be there, but there are always exceptions. So
will that be shown as part of the total taxable income, or will that be shown as a deduction?
The problem is that there are so many accounts and they have different rules. So in some accounts the profit and gains are not taxed. In some only social charges apply. In some accounts the profit and gains are taxed. So it's difficult to answer give a generalized answer. So it depends on the particular situation.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
So it is always recommended to have a look with your tax form if the amount has been shown.
Okay.
Hi, Prashant. Just to add on.
Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. Just one last thing. Just to add on to that thing, I think there might be. I mean, it would be interesting to talk about, because IPARNE, when we talk about IPARNE, there is two things. One is where your company contributes to that, and one PEA, we also have a bank account. I mean, for example,
yes.
If you have account with BNP or any other bank, you have a PEA account with that bank also. So two of them are different, right? It is not at all linked together.
No, continue.
And I believe whatever you are talking about, that it will automatically show in the declaration form by the tax department, it is only the part where the company contributes to it. But let's say if as an account holder for a bank, let's say in BNP, I contribute or add some amount in this PEA account, I believe there's a threshold to that, like 22,000. Can we declare that also in our tax declaration form?
I think you need to add it. Say for example, like last year, I don't have it Boost like BNP, because it's expensive. I have with Boost Direct the same PA account. So if there are any profit and gains, in any way, if it applies only when you're taking the amount. But this amount you can use it for the reduction. So if the total amount is higher than what your tax form shows, then just add it manually. Like last year I did it manually.
Okay, and under which field we should add this?
It comes under in the number 6, but I don't have it in my head. It comes in the number 6.
Okay.
The 6th column.
Okay.
For example, the 6 GU is for the parents sending money to India, and it's just just 3 or 4 lines below that something.
Okay, thank you. I will have a look. If in case I have any question, I'll write to you.
Yeah, you can always come back. No problem.
Okay.
Thank you. So I think there are a couple of more questions, so we will try to answer them quickly. The next question, what we have is, it's from Swati. Hi, can we declare the money sent for student loan refund in India, apart from the amount sent to parents for family maintenance?
This is another frequently asked question. Unfortunately, the answer is no. Because the loan was taken outside India, outside France, so it doesn't come into the picture. You can always take a loan from the French banks, and those will be helpful, but loan in India, because even I was a student, I paid my loan, so there was no I didn't have any reductions. Sorry.
Okay, so moving to the next one. Next one is from student. I have already filed my IT declaration and ITR in India. Do I need to mention it in France too?
ITR is for India, and this declaration is for France. So it's of course there is sharing of information, but as an individual, it's our responsibility to declare here. So if you're resident in France, then like you are supposed to declare it here, because then they are different. So even if you do ITR you don't do ITR in India, you are supposed to declare it here, like all the income that like you earn in France.
Great, thank you. The next question, moving to the next one, is if the spouse is still in India, can we declare ourselves as married?
Yes, like spouses in India or France, of course, are officially married, so you're supposed to declare as married only.
I think the question.
Yeah, and the second part of the question is that how to add them here. Like this is like it's a little difficult, but like because the problem is that if the spouse is in France, then they will have a separate fiscal number, which you can do a joint declaration, but the spouses will be in India. So this is where like even the 6GO comes in. So if you're supporting your like spouse in India, then you can add it here. But in any case, if you are married, spouses in India or France, you are supposed to declare as married.
Okay, thank you. So next one is from Shreyans. Please also let us know later if holder of dependent spouse visa should get their numero fiscal with a special means or something else if the dependent is unemployed. I think the answer is yes.
Yes, like it is the same thing for each and every person who wants to declare. They need to use this 2043 form and like get the fiscal number. But when you're doing the declaration, like say for example, one spouse is already in France and they already declared it. So if they're declaring it again, so you just need to in the starting of the first page, you will have this point where you just need to add. It'll be like numero fiscal de conjoint, where you can add the tax number of your spouse. So like the total tax for the house will be counted instead of counting you as a single person. They will count you as a home. So the husband and the wife and the kids. Even the tax.
Okay, but can I add a bit of this in my question? So because you mentioned that you can add the numero fiscal of the wife in your online tax portal.
Yes.
So for that you have to obtain the wife numero fiscal and all. But then you mentioned a bit about joint declaration, and even in Form 2043, you see declarant 1 and declarant 2. So there are sometimes like this. So can you like clarify a bit on this part? Thanks.
Like how to say, like say for example, like if both the spouse are there and like they don't have the tax number. So in that case, you can use the same form and like you can make a request for both. So that is the point for that. And coming back to the joint declaration, the actual tax declaration, there like once you have the fiscal number of the spouse, then you need to declare it's a household. In French, they call it as foyer, which means the like literally like the home where like everyone is under the roof, the husband, the wife, and the kids. And there are other cases where like they're supporting the parents or something. So everything. So like it is declared as a joint declaration. So whomever you want to declare, you need to add their fiscal number in the top. Except when you have a minor where like their declaration will come into the parents. So I don't think they have a separate number. Once they turn 18, then they can do it separately.
Okay, so basically once you add the numero fiscal of your wife into your main online tax portal, and everything is taken care automatically because you already declare it in your tax portal.
Yeah, but it means like then there is another question: what if the other spouse is working or not? If they are not working, then it's okay. If they are working, then you need to add the total amount in 1AJ.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot, Prashant.
Yeah.
So Prashant, a quick reminder, we are left with 10 minutes. I think we will have to speed up to respect others' question.
Okay.
So the next
a small suggestion. So whenever we open a question, if there is a satisfying answer, I would suggest that Prashant, you can validate the comment and go ahead for the next question instead of staying on that topic.
Okay, so this is again a repeated question, but like the point here is that they didn't send the money to their the parents' account. They sent it to their own account, I think. Okay. It's like it is actually you're not supposed to do, but maybe you can do. And if they ask, you can say you just need to provide justification, like why you are not able to send the money to your parents' account.
And also, please.
But yeah, it is not recommended.
It's not recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, please keep a reference of your Indian transfer account that you have transferred from your account to your parents' account.
And like when the tax
in any case, the tax department can ask you to prove that your parents do not have any income, because it's not just the money we send to them. It means that they don't have any income, so we are supporting them.
And when the tax department starts asking questions, they'll ask a lot of documents. So it's better like do it in a proper way than finding in a troublesome position. So it's better to send it to their accounts.
Sure. Next question is from Rohit. Is the allocation of familial given by CAF for children also be added to the earnings?
Yes.
Okay. The next question is, I and my wife declared together. I have sent the money to support my in-laws and my parents as well. Now, do I get the benefits of just 14K euros or more?
It's like 14K per person.
So sorry, Prashant, it is 7K, 7.5K per person, 14K for two.
Sorry, for two, So it's like for parents it's 14K. So you can only this is the limit. You can't go beyond that.
Prasant, may I add
in? It is in-laws.
After you, Sanjay.
Yeah, Sarah.
Sorry. You might have a surprise while you declare your taxes and you don't earn money much at all. You may be paid by the tax office.
Yeah. Like it is something that I learned last year. There are, for example, especially for students, when they do that declaration, I can't take many examples, but there are cases where they receive money from the tax department. So this is another example why even if you're not earning any income, please declare your taxes. It will also be useful in the future where, let's say, for example, you want to apply for a French citizenship. You need to prove every year you need to prove how you stayed in France as a regular resident. So avis d'impôt, which is a tax return, is one of the document which can help you prove that. So there are so many benefits. So just because you're a student and you're not earning anything, please don't think that you don't have to declare. Please do it.
Guys, coming back to the previous question, we said the limitation of sending back to money to parents. What if I only through my wife parents to my parents, if I send 11K, will it be still a problem? You said 7.5 for each, right? So is it for each parents, how is it? It's a bit confused.
See, in the 6GU, you're only going to add the total amount.
Exactly.
Yeah. Under the 6GU, the column, you'll have an option called details. You click that, then you add the beneficiaries.
Yes.
So I think that answers the question.
You meant to say for each beneficiary, the limit is 7.5K.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And there's upper limit also 14K. So
of course.
Yeah. Of course, you cannot have only two parents, right? So yeah.
Okay. Clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Just a small question here. So in-laws and parents, there are no much difference, right? Just beneficiaries is beneficiaries, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
To repeat, in case there are any questions, the government will ask, the tax department will ask to prove the relation, in-laws or parents, you need to prove relation, I don't know, by providing the birth certificate or some document. They will give you the list. They'll ask the document and you just have to provide it in case they ask.
Okay.
So can we move to the next one?
Yes.
May I add a question?
Yeah. Sorry. I think yes, please.
Yes. So if one of the accounts that we send money to India, if it is a joint account between ourselves and a parent, will that be considered as parent's account, or since our name is also included?
It's okay, because most of the joint accounts, I think they have either or. So either the parent, either the first person or second person, the parent and the kid. So this is okay.
Okay, so we can declare. Okay.
Yeah, as long as the bank account has your parent's name, it's okay.
Yes.
Prashant, can I ask one question, similar? related question.
Yeah.
So my parents is having in savings accounts in India, okay, but my account is an NRE NRO account. What I do is I transfer to my NRE and then to their savings account. So I mean, actually, I'm not transferring to directly their own account.
Yeah. I understood the question. Like it is not recommended, but like it's your choice. It's not recommended. Maybe you can do it, but like you just need to prove it. Like and then I'm just saying that it's not recommended, but it's your choice if you want to do it or not. And definitely, like if they ask questions, then you need to start proving that entire trail, like from your account to another account, then your parents' account, and then everything. So to avoid any trouble, like just do it direct to your parents' account.
Okay, thank you.
Prashant, the last 4 minutes left. So the question next one, what we have is understand that the passport talent visa gives tax benefits, under which heading it needs to be filled. And what
that question is already answered, Ravi.
I can answer. I can add one line.
Sanjay, answer it, please.
This is not about normal passport talent. It is only for scientific. So unless you are into that category, for passport talent.
Sorry, Sanjay, your voice is pretty low. Like, can you speak a bit louder?
Passport talent does not have any tax benefits as such. It is only for scientific researchers because India has an agreement with France for the first 2 years. If you are one of those categories, we can talk offline. But unless it's that case, passport talent doesn't have anything.
And by scientific visa, Sanjay means PhD.
PhD or postdoc.
Yes.
Right. Sure.
So we can move to the next question.
I have FDs attached to my NRE accounts. Do I need to declare them separately?
Like the bank account you need to declare, and the interest earned, then this comes under the double taxation agreement. So if you're already declared it in India and if there is any difference, then you need to declare it here. But since we are not professionals, so like it's not good on a part to answer about this. So kindly like you can like find it yourself or like contact a professional.
When we declare these interests on these accounts, how do we convert this Indian currency into euro? Is there anything available in the portal to convert?
This question comes into the ITR, but like sorry, like I don't have an answer.
Okay, so we have to convert on our own and fill it in the
that is what I think, but since I don't have an official answer, sorry.
Sorry, could someone please go on mute? Thank you.
So like if you have doubt, then like you can just use the euro rate on that day, but it's just like a suggestion, but it's not my official answer.
Okay, so
can you focus on the active question, please, because most of it are repeated. So I've highlighted some active questions. You can see it as an orange mark next to the question, since we don't have.
You can see it as active there. Yeah.
You have to scroll down on the screen.
Okay. Oh yes, thank you, Sanjay. Yeah. This question is from Madhu. Hello, do we get any deduction for loans and the interest paid towards them?
Like I assume that this rental income is from India. Sorry, and from France. Unfortunately, no.
And also this part of deductions on the loan in terms of buying an apartment. So that's what the interest is talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving ahead, the next question.
Maybe last two questions, Ravi. We are running out of time.
Yeah, last two questions out of the top ones. One is from Tanmay. Is it possible to declare the amount spent on personal training, that is towards the permis de conduire or anything as such?
Like no, like it's because it's your personal thing. So I don't think it comes under. I'm not sure because like due to COVID, there are many special cases, so which goes out of the scope of the session. But from a top of my mind, I don't think so.
So we recommend you to probably consult and consult and tell an expert.
Because it's a personal consumption, so it doesn't come. I'm not sure it can be deducted.
Okay, great. Sure. So the next question is, I have some FDs attached. Okay, I think that's already discussed.
Can we take this HR question?
Yeah.
It's exactly not the HR, it's the finance department, the pay. You can ask them, not normally many companies provide it, but if your company doesn't provide, you can always ask them to give a breakup. You can ask them, this is my first declaration, I don't know what to declare, so can you just give me the total salary that I received, and then the tax related at source, and then if there are any bonus. Because if you ask the finance department, you will get a straight answer. You just have 3 or 4 amounts to fill in a particular columns, so it's very easy. Instead of you thinking on your own and doing a mistake, it is better to ask them, because as a finance department, they are also finance professionals, so they will do it.
Last question for the day, Prashant. Is wife considered as person at charge when she is unemployed and staying in France?
See, yeah. So for a spouse who's unemployed, you can just get a numero fiscal and you can add it to your declaration. So the total amount will be divided by 2, because it's a joint declaration. So the total amount will be considered as for the house and not only for the particular spouse. So in this case, if the spouse, say for example, is paying 1,000 euros as a tax for an year, when he adds a spouse who is unemployed, probably he will be paying almost 0, or maybe there can be even positive. He may get something back also. So the basic thing, just get the numero fiscal and do a joint declaration.
A small request to all the participants: in case your question is not answered or not appeared during the session, please do not feel worried about it. You can keep posting on the Pigeonhole website. It will be disabled in 1 hour, so feel free to ask your questions in that place, and you will definitely have answer from one of us.
Yeah. Thanks, Naman. Also, in the Google chat section, there is an feedback form, so which also has an option to enter your question, just in case if any of those which are not mentioned. So we request your to generously respond to this feedback form, and then give your feedback, and then share your experience in this session. So. Please click the link below before this session is wrapped up, so that you are able to stay on the form. We will also have this form even in the YouTube link where it is being currently live streamed. So you can always have a re-look at it again because it's recorded. Before we wind up, I would really like to thank, first of all the participants or attendees for your participation. Hope this helped in clarifying some of your questions, and thanks for all your appreciations. And most importantly, important thanks to Prashant, Naman, Sanjay, Karthik, and rest of the other backend ICT support teams for being instrumental in supporting this activity. So, with this, we wish you all a very nice.
Hello. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. This is Pranay, and yes. I have posted some questions on the Pigeonhole, but it's not been answered. So, as you have mentioned,
be answering it, Pranay.
Yes,
we'll be answering it shortly. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Yeah, it cannot be covered session. Yeah.
Sure.
So
we'll try to.
My suggestion. Yes, thank you. My suggestion is if we can save all the questions and answers in the Facebook page as a file, it will be well appreciated, because one person if want to check on a later stage, it will be very helpful.
Sure. We'll consider your feedback.
And many thanks, Prasant, ICT community, and every presenter. Many thanks for this session. It's really helpful for me. Thanks.
Welcome. Thank you.
But the Pigeonhole website is publicly open, right? All these question and answers can be reviewed even later, right?
It will be available for the next 4 days, and after that it will not be available. So as you suggested, we already in the process of making this question being available in the Facebook ICT Facebook page or in the group ICT group. And if not, we will also try to look and possibilities to link it with ICT website where without joining the ICT group as well, you should be able to access it. Okay. And all the necessary, if there is any other necessary information which has been missed out in this session, we'll try to add those in the chat, YouTube description of the chat. Thank you all. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Wish you all.
For all our upcoming event sessions, feel free to visit our website as well as our official communication Facebook page, Indian Community Toulouse, so that you will have all the required information about all our upcoming events and activities.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all.
I should stop streaming.